The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We begin our look at Section 5 sports with a resurgent team at East High School. The girls basketball squad recently won the Gates Chi-Li Christmas Tournament and are starting to put it all together under new head coach Tim Jackson. Here's Paul Gotham seeing the progress at East.
Call it a case of rivals joining forces. When Eric Robinson and Tim Jackson first met, Robinson was an assistant coach with Darryl Barley's East High Eagles. Jackson's son, Tim, played for Rush Henrietta. The two schools faced each other in the AAA final. That was 2005. When Robinson, now the East High athletic director, had an opening for the head coaching position of his girls program, Jackson became interested.
This happened overnight. It wasn't something I was looking for. It kind of happened over 24 hours. Talked to my athletic director over the phone for about 15 minutes. We arranged a meet the next day, and I was hired probably 12, 15 hours after we spoke. But I've known him for years because he coached against my son at East. They were at Rush Henrietta. So.
Jackson has spent the past 7 seasons coaching the boys team at Clyde Savannah, where his teams won 3 Section 5 titles and advanced to the regionals twice, including last year's club. With the possibility of bringing in a coach with that background, Robinson didn't hesitate.
I got a phone call that, he may be available. I reached out to him immediately. We had a short conversation and then met. I think the next day we actually had a meeting. I've known Tim for a long time. I know sort of what he stands for. One of the things we're trying to change around here has been the culture. Our girls program is a program that won a state championship, 7-8 years ago. So we went through some hard times for a few years there. And I know Tim's a successful sectional championship coach. And, I know he had coached girls in the past and at the AAU level. And when I had the conversation with him and felt like he genuinely was interested in being in the city, being at a program like East. And when we had the conversation, I felt like it was genuine. He really had an interest in doing it. And, the next day or two, I made a decision to let's go with it. And it's been nothing but up.
Coaching at East gave Jackson an opportunity to share his knowledge for a game that he loves.
Basketball is basketball, because someone asked me before, why would you come here and coach at East? Because this is where I wanted to come back. I coached in the city years ago, but I always wanted to come back because I always felt that this is where I needed to be. Kids they know how they want to win, but I don't think I'll ever know how to win. So hopefully I can help them become successful on the basketball court as well as in life. So.
Jackson takes over a program that won 7 games a year ago, 6 the season before that, and 4 in 2015-16. His current squad has just 7 players, but together they are building for the future. After dropping their first 4 games of the 2018-19 campaign, Tim Jackson's East Eagles have won 5 of 6, including taking the championship of the Gates Chi-Li Christmas Tournament.
It was just really fun and exciting because we got 2 of our W's during that tournament, so make our record look a little bit better. And it was just very exciting to win that tournament, being that we haven't won. Being that I've been on a varsity for a couple years, so it was just very fun.
Christmas tournament champions, what was it like to win that title?
It was actually good because that's our first time winning it, so it was a happy moment for us. I really enjoyed playing. It was fun.
So you go in and you win the Christmas tournament.
Yeah.
What was your reaction? What's it like to go in and win that title?
Happy. Yeah. Finally we won something.
They didn't stop there, knocking off RCAC rival School of the Arts in their first game after the holiday break. The big difference on the court?
Defense. We just getting back. We had a lot of fast breaks, so that was good. and we just talking and communicating with each other and playing as a team.
Working hard, getting back on defense. Defense was the main part of the game. We got good defense, and
Positive returns are exactly what Eric Robinson wanted to see.
What are some of the changes you've seen leading up to the Christmas tournament?
So I think the biggest thing to me is, again, just the culture of our girls wanting to be in the gym. Typically in the past, over the last 4 or 5 years, it's been, for our girls program at least, the only time they were in the gym would be during practice. And now it's, he has open gyms. He did a bunch of things in the off season that, there are days when we have a gym full of girls, and actually from all over the place. So it wasn't just our girls, but he's brought a sense of purpose for our girls, that the program can be one that's successful, but also one that's going to develop skills and lead to eventual success. My goal wasn't to win a sectional title this year, although I'm not putting that out of realm, but the goal was just to sort of build the program back to what it used to be, and create that sense of pride in our girls program, similar to what we have on the boys side. Our boys program traditionally has been pretty strong, and I want to make sure our girls get the same opportunities that our boys get to actually come out and have some success, and then be able to create the school culture where we're backing them, and that they know that they're going to be supported. They know that we support them just like we do the boys, and that they're going to reap some of the same benefits.
Building now with the future in mind.
So I'm happy about the move. I mean, I see a lot of potential. I'm excited about it because I have a lot of young kids, and we've won 4 of our last 5. So it's a process. But I can see light at the end of the tunnel.
At East High School, this is Paul Gotham with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Coming up, Paul returns for the Dunkin High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
There's no better two than the two of us.
I think you're forgetting about Dunkin Go-To.
Dunkin Go-Tos, a great deal for $2, $4, or $5. America runs on Dunkin.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It's time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin. America runs on Dunkin. And joining us as always from pickandsplinters.com, it is Paul Gotham. Paul, what do you got on the site right now?
Plenty for Section 5 Hoops fans. Stats, standings, you got team stats as far as points for, points against, you got your local leaders. We now are putting together our list of our active career scoring leaders. We have 12 student athletes in the area who have scored 1,000 points or more. Fans want to keep up with that, they can. And I want to take just a moment to thank all the coaches and all the administrators who have been helping me along the way keep track of these numbers. A guy like Sam Schreier, who's doing a lot of work behind the scenes, helping me keep track of Monroe County leaders. We have that, and we have the big the rap tournament at East High. We'll have full coverage of that.
Well, Paul, you talk about the rap tournament and you talk about high scores in Section 5. You got the meeting of both coming up.
Oh, gee whiz. 6 games starting at noon at East High School. We have 6 of our local players who have already topped 1,000 points. We have 2 games back-to-back where we will have 1,000-point scorers meeting. Ja'Kai Lucas and UPrep taking on Jameer Mitchell and Northeast Douglas, followed up by Miles Brown, who continues just doing great things with North Star Christian, the Section 5 all-time scorer, against Wilson Magnet and Robert Davis, 1,000-point scorer. A lot of reasons for people to head down to East High Saturday the 19th starting at noon.
We keep talking about Miles and the stuff he's been doing, and he just continues to amaze.
And it's getting to the point where you can't believe some of the stuff. In the game against Aquinas, in a 24-hour period, he did 2 things that just will stand out now. But against Aquinas, 4 possessions, 4 consecutive possessions, not 4 possessions spread out, 4 consecutive possessions, he scores 12 points. Hits a 3, then hits 3 free throws, follows that up, starts the second quarter with 2 more threes on the first 2 possessions of that. At one point against Aquinas in the second quarter, North Star had scored 17 points. He had 15 of those points and an assist. You know, and I'm talking to J.J. Garwood, the North Star Christian coach, after the game, and he admitted that sometimes he catches himself in fan mode when he's watching Miles, his own player. And it's, you know, as a writer, as I'm standing there on the sideline, sometimes you're trying to figure out what exactly am I watching? Because then he turns around the next night against McKeel Christian, the reigning state Class B champion. McKeel is up 13 with less than 4 minutes to go. Miles scores the rest of the buckets, including the game winner, to take that game over. And you just wonder, what else can this kid do? Right now he's top 10 all-time New York State. Very good chance he will be number 2 when it's all said and done. A great reason for people to go out east and see him at East High. The conversation in the past was that he wasn't playing great competition. That's not true at all anymore, and this will be a great opportunity for everyone to see him.
And a great day of basketball for basketball fans at East High School. Yeah. As always, Paul, great stuff. Thanks so much. We'll be back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, Throwing Heavy Things is gaining popularity in Section 5. We'll explain that when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson.
Honored for making the grade this week is Bishop Kearney senior Cameron Morrissey. Living on your own, so far away from home, attending high school, and playing a high level of hockey can be tough for any teenager to balance on their own, but Cameron handles it all like a pro. Originally from Michigan, Cam moved to Rochester for the Selects Academy hockey program at Bishop Kearney. She is a team leader and lives in a dorm at school with all 40 of her teammates within the program. Cam participates in a lot of school leadership programs. Not only is she a house leader who oversees 80 students, but she's also involved in student council and directs class retreats for younger students. When it comes to her schoolwork, she's ranked 5th overall in her senior class while taking 3 AP courses and maintaining a 96 average. All of her hard work is paid off, as next year she'll be going to the University of Vermont to play D1 hockey on a full-ride scholarship. Nominated for her leadership and overall character, this week Cameron Morrissey is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McCardles and Fairport. Come home to McCardles. 4 members of the Bishop Kearney Selects Academy hockey team are in Japan right now. Lauren Bernard, Carolyn Harvey, Haley Wynn, and Kiera Zanin are part of the USA national team at the U18 World Championships. Congrats to Hilton Wrestling, which defeated Spencerport to claim the Section 5 Division I Dual Championship, not to mention maintaining their #1 ranking in the state. Penfield girls basketball coach Mark Vogt won his 300th career game when the Patriots beat Churchville Chile last weekend. And finally, one of Mark Vogt's graduates, Michaela Wilson, recorded her first double-double of her Lafayette College career. Michaela, a first-year starter for the Leopards, totaled 16 points and 14 rebounds, both career highs, versus LIU Brooklyn. Well, coming up next, it's still a relatively new event in Section 5. It's the weight throw, and it's next when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of the High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats, and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. It's a college event in track and field, but was only recently added to Section 5 meets, and it's starting to catch on. We're with the weight throwers of Section 5 at the Gordon Fieldhouse for a closer look.
Gentlemen, 3 attempts. That's what the Games Committee has said today. All right. Everybody has a legal jury is off. All right, any questions for me? Best of luck to you guys. Showtime. For you.
If you haven't been to an indoor track meet in a while, you might notice something new. A few years ago, Section 5 introduced the hammer throw as an event, and since then, athletes have taken to it in a big way. So why has it become so popular so fast? Well, there are plenty of possibilities, but it might not really be all that complicated.
I think kids like to throw big things, and it's different. 20 and 25 pounds, that's fairly big.
For the competitors, they couldn't agree more. Not only is it enjoyable, it's also a chance to take care of some frustration. Having a bad day? Go throw something.
It's a great way to release energy. It's just, if you're just mad or anything, it's a great way to just productively, get that aggression out.
And I just think that there's that thrill of throwing big objects.
Not only is it good for the kids right now, it might prove to be good for them in the future as well.
For collegiate coaches out looking at these high school athletes and give them something else to recruit for. So I think it would be good. Hopefully one day that sport does get introduced at the high school level. Give all our thrower athletes something a little bit more to do.
It's another throwing event for the kids that like to throw. I've coached the throwers now for 15 years and had to really learn the weight throw. I hadn't thrown it since college and really wasn't good at it in college, but coaching is a little different than doing it, obviously. So it's another opportunity to get out and throw for a lot of these kids that would just have the shot put if it weren't for Section 5 bringing in the weight throw. So it's a real benefit for those kids.
One heck of a day at RIT, setting a personal best and taking the event with a throw of 40 feet 11 inches. It might have sounded like she was just happy to be there, but she definitely made the most of it.
It's very exciting, very, very exciting. Just having the opportunity to be here and compete with people like this. I come from a small town, so I don't really get this competition anywhere else. So it's really a great opportunity to be up here and have this facility and just be able to throw and have a throw like that, with all my training and stuff.
She not only competes in the throwing events, but also is a middle distance runner. She says that working on one definitely helps out the other. Does one benefit the other, you think?
Definitely. I definitely think running has helped, especially because I'm not a big girl. I'm not very tall. So just having that, being able to take what I take on the track and then what I train for on the track and then put it in the circle, it really helps me. And vice versa, lifting for the weight, it really helps me in running and gives me that strength to do that.
She saw her hard work pay off, not only by winning the weight throw, she also finished on top in the shot put. By doing that, she not only made her coach proud, but her dad as well. Not hard to do since they are the same person. And how is it having a dad/coach?
It can be frustrating at times, but it's really nice. He can take me out anytime, and it's a lot harder than any coach would probably be, and he really pushes me and just kind of shows me he doesn't baby me with anything. He really just tells me how it is, and I really like that. And I don't think a lot of coaches would do that if you don't have that relationship and that trust.
We work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 in the morning in the weight room, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays we're in starting in November all the way through June. She's competed in the state meet the last couple years in the discus. When we sit down to dinner, we talk about it. When we sit on the couch, we talk about it. And sometimes I have to step back and say, hey, let her be a high school student, let her be a high school junior. But it's a lot of fun. It's an opportunity that I wouldn't trade in for the world. It's just been a lot of fun to work with her, and her work ethic is impeccable. So, to go out there and work with her is a lot of fun.
might be a new event, but Section 5 has already made its mark. Monique Hardy from Webster Thomas won the state title last year. She also broke her own Section 5 record at RIT last weekend with a throw of 59 feet, 7 inches. We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.